Mary, a number of my clients nowadays either are single but have company cars, and as a result don't have a family automobile policy. What difficulties can you anticipate in the event of a claim when they're using that car for personal use?
Well, I would be concerned with the uninsured motorist coverage, because if they are hit by someone that doesn't have insurance, then I'm not sure what their coverage would be under their commercial carrier. They can add drive other car coverage to their commercial carrier, but I know some businesses don't want to add that coverage because they don't want their employees driving their car for personal use. So my recommendation would be to purchase a non-owned auto policy. We have some carriers that will do that coverage for them, and it's very inexpensive, a couple $100 a year. They can purchase liability, medical payments, and uninsured motorist.
Okay, now if they were to purchase a personal umbrella, will that fall over the top of the
non-owned auto? Yes, it will. It will, and they have to have that primary layer of liability first to purchase the umbrella coverage.
Will the umbrella also fall under the uninsured motorist coverage?
Yes. Yes. Some carriers you have some excess uninsured motorist. Some carriers you have to purchase that coverage in addition to the policy. And it really depends on the carrier. Some carriers it's $100 a year per policy. Some it's $100 per vehicle.
In your opinion, what importance do you give to uninsured motorists?
I feel that's a very important coverage. Years ago when I first got into the business, it was a coverage that we offered, but I didn't really stress it to clients. But now that I do have a couple situations that I can use as examples, your uninsured motorist coverage on your auto policy is usually $300,000, maybe $500,000. That can be exhausted very quickly if you're hurt by someone that has no insurance or has the state minimum insurance. If you have to go into a rehab facility, if you can't work your job and you don't get paid, you don't have disability insurance, the excess uninsured motorist can pick up lost wages or any medical expenses, or if you can't ever work again. So we recommend it to every client, and if they don't want it, they need to sign off that they don't want this coverage.
I would think in an environment like we're in today is quite different than in the past. Due to the recession, a lot of people have lost their jobs. They can't afford to pay for automobile premiums. We have a lot of illegal aliens. That's not an acceptable term nowadays, but it is what it is, that don't buy insurance. So we have a higher percentage of automobiles on the road today that aren't insured.
You're exactly right. I have a case today, an accident that happened last week, and you do have to show proof of insurance when you have an accident or you're pulled over for a ticket. But this case, the person had no insurance. And that, they indicated that in the police report, no insurance. I assume they were given a ticket. But that doesn't help my client.
No, and that's sort of like closing the gate after the cow gets out.
So she will use her uninsured motorist coverage. Luckily, it was a small rear-end claim, but she will use that coverage that we're ultimately paying for.
You can't turn on the TV nowadays without seeing Safe Auto and all these other low-end, low-price auto insurance carriers. I'm assuming that they are selling pretty low limits of liability. So does an uninsured motorist policy also cover underinsured motorists?
Yes, it does. The state minimum of insurance is $25,000 each person. So yes, your uninsured or underinsured motorist will help you there if someone hits you
that's the state minimum for Tennessee. I'm assuming each state has its own limits.
Correct.
Okay. Mary, thank you.